Good morning, Ninja Nation! Sandy C is here with some more uncommon sense. And today we're going to be talking about, let's see how far we get. We're going to be talking about the Rona, the COVID, okay? Specifically, my experience with it and, how it's affected me physically, mentally, that kind of thing. I want this to be positive for anybody out there that, is going through this type of thing. Any changes in your health can cause, mental depression and stuff. I hate that word. It's a little extreme, but, it can cause you to get down on yourself. So let's get right into it. What the heck is long haul COVID? Okay, it goes by other names according to the CDC. So YouTube, don't put me in jail. I'm just going to read the CDC website, even though I don't trust them. But when you look at their symptoms, I could have written this. This is what I have. So let's get into it, okay? The CDC calls what's called long COVID, long haul COVID, post COVID. Basically, the symptoms you have after you were sick. So I got COVID early on, before anybody knew what it was, before it was in the news or anything like that. Got terribly sick, whatever. Got over it. Okay. I want to say about a year went by, and I got it again. It wasn't as rough, more of just kind of it was very cold-like, almost like cold symptoms, as opposed to actually like flu symptoms the first time. So the second time was kind of like a 5 days to a week of just kind of feeling a little, but you could get through it. Nothing bad, okay? Where I'm having my biggest issues is, well, it's come months after. Now we're going on a year or so after I've had it. And I'm going to show you what the CDC is talking about here with it, the symptoms. And I'm going to point out all the ones I have. And then I'm going to talk to you about how I'm getting through it, actually. And I'm improving, okay? So let's check it out. First, here we go. We're on CDC's website, blah, blah, blah. So don't see there, YouTube. There's CDC's website. So this is their words, not mine, okay? You've read enough about COVID. I don't need to go with it. But these are the symptoms, okay? General symptoms: tiredness or fatigue that interferes with daily life. Symptoms that get worse after physical or mental effort, also known as post-exertional malaise. And fever. I've not had the fever. I've had these two very much. Other things: respiratory and heart problems, difficulty breathing, shortness of breath, got it. Cough, yeah, every once in a while it comes back. Chest pain, I wouldn't necessarily say I have that one, but I do have this every once in a while. Okay, I'm just going to go through these and I'll turn the camera around and talk about them a little bit. Difficulty thinking or concentrating, sometimes referred to as brain fog. You guys can attest to that. You've seen me forget where the heck I was talking about right on camera. Headaches, yep. Sleep problems, yep. Dizziness when standing up, lightheadedness, yes. I had a really bad bout of this. Pins and needles, yep, had it this morning. Change in smell or taste, I can't have hot sauce anymore. Depression or anxiety, yeah, that's part of it. Diarrhea, stomach pain, yep, went through all that last week. Joint and muscle pain, yep, got it. I have not had the rash, and nothing has changed in my menstrual cycle, thank God. Okay, so let's talk about this, okay? Let's talk about it, and then I'm gonna tell you what I'm kind of doing. Well, let's just get into what I'm doing, so I don't, if you want to run away. Okay, well, when it comes to the tiredness and the fatigue that they say interferes with daily life, this is a tiredness and a fatigue that, okay, I'm used to working 80 to 120 hours a week. If someone works less than 60 hours in a week, I pretty much think of them as a lazy, useless turd, okay, unless they have some real physical or mental ailment, okay? That's how I work, okay? 40-hour work week is for bums That's just not acceptable, okay, if you have things to do. Okay, there's life. So, I'm normally an extremely hard worker. I run multiple businesses. I do multiple side hustles. But I tell you what, folks, when these symptoms hit, this tiredness, fatigue, getting out of bed it's not like a regular, like you've been worn out or sick and you can fight through it. It's not like being tired or fatigued from like a hangover or an extreme workout or anything like that. It makes things almost virtually impossible to do. It's an impossible fatigue to overcome, which then, of course, for me really leads into the depression and anxiety because, I've got businesses to run, but there's days I can't answer the phone. There's days I just can't do these things, and I'm not good at communicating these things with people either, which doesn't help because I just don't feel good about myself. Symptoms get worse after physical or mental effort. Yeah, I can't stand, like, even, on a Friday night, I'm hanging out with my girlfriend. Hey, do you want to play chess? Just the thought. I loved playing chess. I'd play 3-4 games at a time. I liked it. I do like it. It's a great mental game. Like all kinds of mental games. I love them because I kick people's ass. I do. But now I don't want to. I don't want to play any type of mental game. Even like something as stupid as like, and easy as like cards or anything where you have to count more than 1 + 1. It just, like even now, it builds like an anxiety and it builds like a mental pressure. Even basic simple stuff, using my brain. And it totally sucks. This also, provides depression and anxiety because, I kind of sit around almost bored all the time because I don't even want to, on my bad days, I don't even want to play a computer game. Watching TV is not even that cool. Like everything just, excuse me, I'm going through something now. Everything just sucks. And actually today's a borderline day. So let me get what I'm doing. Okay. And I'm sorry, I'm just kind of putting these thoughts together for those of you going through this, and if you are going through this, the way I'm talking probably is hopefully touching home a little bit. I'm trying to get through this, but man, it's tricky. So here's what I'm doing. Let's just get into that. So what I'm trying to do is, one, I'm making myself work out. Every couple of days, something, so even if I'm sitting on the couch, I'm trying to make myself, and nothing major, a little bit of curls, a little bit of tricep presses. I've got some rubber bands on the door so I can do, a couple different types of rows, and that's about it. Nothing crazy, not trying to hurt myself, but I've been doing this for a couple weeks, and it's starting to help. I lost a ton of weight the first time I got corona. It's like 30 pounds, and it was almost all muscle, which totally sucks. So I'm a lot weaker than I used to be too. So that's been helping me also a little bit mentally to get a little bit of my strength back. The next thing I'm doing, and this seems to be the kicker, and I'm a jackwagon for putting this off too long, but I finally got with my doc. Hey doc, man, you know how I'm used to performing. What the can we do? What the hell? So I've gotten all the blood work, everything. Every doctor I see is like, you're the healthiest specimen of a human I've ever seen in my life. There's nothing wrong with you, which doesn't help with the depression or the mental thing either, because it's like, okay, now am I making this stuff up? Is it in my head? What? So the number one thing I did was, first off, admit it. All right, I've got long haul COVID. Here are the symptoms on CDC's website. I got it. Sucks to be me. Okay, so let's get after it. All right, so I've been doing very light workout, very light. About the time you break a sweat is kind of when you got to kind of slow down or wean off. But the biggest thing that's helped me is the doc got me on a vitamin regimen. Now, remember, I'm not sponsored, endorsed, anything like that. I'm just going to show you what the doc's given to me. Also, note on pills, okay, they are not created equally. And actually, many of them are complete rip-off scams, okay? I have a chiropractor friend. He took a Centrum is the worst at this. Never buy Centrum. They're placebo junk. Yeah, Centrum, I'm talking to you. You freaking know it too. My chiropractor took one, and just to prove it, he x-rayed himself every hour on the hour through the whole cycle, and that Centrum big old multivitamin pill never changed shape. All the way from his mouth to his pooper hole, okay? So, when you contact a doctor, ask them, don't just get what vitamins you need, get the brand too, okay? So I'm not endorsed or an affiliate of any of these, but this is what the doc's got me on, and I'm feeling, there's light at the end of the tunnel. I guess that's what I'll say. Better, but not all the way. I'm better, but not back, okay? So it's got me on a Zinc Plus complex, the B vitamins, and the D vitamins. There's D vitamins and probiotics. So these three I'm taking once a day per my doctor. And I started a few weeks ago, and I already notice definitely a difference. Okay, so last week I was out mostly, just kind of dealing with long haul COVID. Also, my phone, my only device for recording in any type of quality. I've got really old crappy cameras, but that would suck. But it also broke. So I was really away from you guys. Oh, that was eating me up as well. Because sometimes when I am dealing with these symptoms, sometimes the only thing I can do is kind of make a quick video for the day and get back to resting. I keep a heat pad on my stomach and just kind of curl up into a ball and go, that's about it. It really sucks. Really sucks. So if you're going through this too, man, you're not alone. I'm with you. Put your experiences in the comments. Let's talk about it. Let's get through it. But a little bit of working out, light stuff, vitamins, of course, eating and trying to sleep, a lot of rest, okay? You don't get good sleep. I can count the nights I've had good sleep. I used to, before Corona, I was a fantastic sleeper. I had it dialed in. Now, I go work my butt off, be completely physically and mentally drained, and then just lay around tossing and turning all night because of, well, let's see, joint and muscle pain. That's one of the symptoms there. So every time, I can't stay on my back, it'll eventually get sore. I can't roll on one side because it'll eventually get sore. So I'm just constantly flipping, and I never fully get into REM. Okay, so I've got the brain fog, tiredness and fatigue that interferes with your daily life. And it does. I'm a mind over matter person. If you have no mind, it doesn't matter, right? This is beyond that. This is just, I've never experienced anything like it, which is what really kind of leads to the depression. All right. Fever, I've never had the fever. Never, not since having it, have I ever broken a temperature. Difficulty breathing and shortness of breath, yes. The cough, chest pain, and the fast beating, pounding heart, yes. All of these. There are times, that's kind of how I am breathing. Sometimes I don't even know it. Luckily, I have someone kind of call me out and be like, yo, bro, take a breath. Gonna have to do that. But sometimes even that creates a little pain and is actually really hard to do. Sorry, I keep looking here, but my camera's now over here. Great. Even that's very hard to do sometimes. I've kind of sometimes always feels like I have something in the back of my throat a lot. So I'm kind of constantly coughing and clearing my throat, that type of thing. The neurological symptoms. Difficulty thinking and concentrating. Oh my God. I was a squirrel shiny person before, but now it's just, see, that didn't feel good. Just even that little movement. But, where was I? Yeah, the brain fog. Brain fog, headaches, sleep problems, Dizziness when you stand up. There was a month where every single time I stood up, I blacked out. Full on vision, blackout, dizziness. I wouldn't make it to the kitchen from my bedroom some days. I couldn't. Maybe if I crawled sometimes I crawled. Um, but that sucks. The brain fog sucks. I'll literally be talking to, people that I've known and loved for 30 years. And while I'm talking to them, of course, I want to use their name in a sentence. I can't, their name doesn't come up. Then it's like forgetting my own name in a way. I mean, these are people that I've known forever. It'd be like forgetting your mom's name while you're talking to her. It's like, what the is happening? What is this crap? Changes in smell or taste. Everybody's had that. My biggest thing with this is I can't have hot anymore. All right. So I was never a hot freak. I'm never nuclear, but I like some heat. I like some flavor. I love Latin food. I love all of it, whether it be Central American, Mexican, Puerto Rican, all of it. They know how to spice it, and I love it. But now, to give you an idea, I used to put, if and when, I treated myself to Taco Bell, get the fire sauce. Boom, packing a fire on everything. Now, that fire lights me up. I can't even take a drop of it without being like, oh my God, and I'm melting and all this craziness, and it's not even hot. You know what I mean? Like, fire's not, it's not hot or fiery or anything like that. So that's my change there. My smell, no, I got a big nose. It works still. It works just fine. I sniffed out a gas leak the other day, actually, from quite a distance away. So that was cool. Glad my big nose is working. All right. Digestive symptoms, diarrhea and stomach pain. This is the other thing. All last week, I spent, I don't know, the entirety of last week on the toilet or cramped, curled up. For that, heating pad. Women going through your menstrual cycle and stuff, feel that stuff, get a heating pad on there. That kind of definitely helps a lot. Okay. So yeah, I've had a lot of the diarrhea and the stomach pain. All these things I was having, and I just didn't know what this shit was. What the hell was going on? Turns out I come here and look at it. It's like I wrote this. The joint and muscle pain, like I mentioned, it makes everything uncomfortable. I can't even sit and watch ninja videos for long. Each video I've got to turn, change position, get up, try and stretch. I just kind of always feel like, well, if you have ever been in a car accident or a motorcycle accident, I just always feel like, it's the couple weeks after where you're just, ooh, yeah, something happened to me. I'm a little tight. Ooh, that doesn't feel too good. Ooh, and it all sucks. It all super sucks. But I'm glad to be getting over it. Or not over it, but at least being able to admit it and know what's going on is the biggest thing. Not knowing what was going on was mentally just crushing. Why 1 week am I, brain dead dumb over here? I'm talking like Brandon, I don't know who's what, where, and then the next week I have this extreme fatigue and dizziness. So then I can't go out again because of that. And then the next week I get these stomach pains, and it just kept like these rotating illnesses, and I couldn't figure it out. And more than just not figuring out, it was also me admitting it. I'm not who I was in my 20s, I guess. I've lost a step. I'll still outrun anybody in the next generation in their 20s. I promise you that, even with this shit. Bunch of sissies. But, it sucks when you're not you. And I haven't been me. And, my business has suffered from it. Everything right now. We got stuff to do. We need to be out there working and getting ready for the greatest opportunity of our lifetimes coming. Okay? So, where do I even want to go? Yeah. So if you're going through this, don't be down on yourself. Admit it. And if you've already admitted it, okay, I hope you're on some type of regimen. The vitamins have been great. The little bit of workout here and there has been great. And then just pick your battles. Pick your battles and communicate with people. if communicate with people. I'm bad at that. I don't like telling people when I'm sick, when I'm not 100%, because I like being the rock for people. I like being the indestructible rock, and it sucks not to be. Yeah, I think that's about it. Also, what I'm going to be doing is bringing in some motivational stuff as well. You know, what's coming isn't doom and gloom. What's coming is the greatest opportunity of our lifetimes, and it's fantastic as long as you're prepared and not scared. Okay. All right, Ninja Nation, I'm going to leave you with that to mull over. Please leave your comments, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I want to hear from you if you're experiencing any of this stuff too. All right, guys. Sandy C's out.